So what brings you out here tonight?
So I got connected to the Pump Brothers through a dear friend of the family, Sam Watson. I have my own nonprofit foundation, and I feel that it's important to collaborate and to link up with people who share a similar drive to give back to the community. My foundation focuses on children, but cancer research and cancer treatment is so important, and I really appreciate the way they approach it. It brings such a level of class and just a high level of detail and attention to the way their foundation operates. So, to be honest, I'm here to learn. I'm trying to see how they do things, and I'm just trying to see what nuggets of information we can take and we can apply to our work at our foundation. And I'm here to support, just because anytime anybody wants me to support a foundation, if it fits in my schedule, I'm there. It's good to be a life of service.
Yeah, so many people are going through cancer. They have caregivers who are taking care of them. What kind of advice or words of wisdom or encouragement can you give to them?
That's tough. That is really tough. Fortunately, I've never had to deal with that personally. I don't know. I think when I was young, when I would get really sick, my father truly believed in the power of laughter and the power of love. So even today, when I get sick or I feel something coming on, I put on funny movies. I try to call my family, and I spend as much time and energy in making myself feel happy and trying to just laugh out loud. I think it's not even close to comparison. You're talking about a serious illness versus a minor cold. But for me, I've actually seen firsthand my father bringing joy and happiness to kids, and maybe almost a complete 180 with their treatment. So that's just, I feel like I don't really know if I'm allowed or I have a place to say be happy or, try to engage in laughter. I would just, it's tough, it is tough.
Yeah. No, you look fine. I was wondering, how important is it for you to be here, not honouring, this foundation, and also being here as part of your father's legacy as well?
It's an honor to be here. I really enjoy the charitable and philanthropic space. Everybody is so collaborative, and it's really awesome to just be of service. I have my own foundation. They invited me, the Pump Brothers invited me to come and celebrate their foundation, and I was like, it's an honor. Done. I'll be here. So it's rewarding in a way. It gives my life purpose to be able to experience this feeling of compassion and sympathy and empathy towards those who are less fortunate than us.
Do you have a favorite sports movie, and what is it and why?
A favorite sports movie and why? Ooh, the one that really comes to mind is Rush. I just really started getting into Formula One, and Rush was such an interesting story that I had never really... Actually, no, I'm going to take that back. Ford v. Ferrari. That is my favorite movie just because I love the Ford GT. I know about the history at Le Mans and how they hit that 1-2-3 finish. So to see that story on the big screen, that really brought it for me.
And if you could be a professional athlete, what would you be doing and why?
A race car driver or a motorcycle racer. I think both of those would be awesome just because anything with an engine that goes vroom and loud and fast, I'm all about that.
Why is this foundation important to you?
For me, it's really just about living a life of service, and the Pump Brothers and their foundation, I feel like it performs at a certain level of excellence that I strive to when it comes to bringing that to the charitable and philanthropic world. So really anytime, I do believe it's important for each of us to live a life of service to others, to animals, to whatever your passion is. I think it's important to pursue that and to be of service. So when I see people doing this at the level that they're doing it and they invited me to be a part of it, I'm just honored to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you also have your own foundation. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's like really silver. Thank you. Well, you have your own foundation. So tell us a little bit about your foundation.
So the Heal Los Angeles Foundation was founded when I was a student at Loyola Marymount University. Back then we were a student service organization, and when I graduated in 2019, the president of the foundation, he's a good friend of mine, we decided we have to take this into the real world. And we wanted to position ourselves to work with children so that we could do it in a hands-on manner. So the original basis for it is that I've been inspired by my father my whole life. Our foundation's president, John Mudo, he's been inspired by my father, and he never met him. And so we have that in common. And I had such a fortunate childhood with so many incredible experiences that made me who I am today. So for me and at the foundation, it's really trying to take those awesome experiences, transform them into an educational experience that can give these less fortunate children the opportunity to learn something, to better themselves, or just to have a really positive experience in their childhood, because my father was all about doing that, because it really does make you a better person when you grow up.
It really does. And you said being inspired. I think we've all been inspired by your father. Your father was big on philanthropy and giving back, and I see that you're doing it at such a young age. So is that something that he always talked about with you guys, on giving back and why it was so important?
Yes, yeah. Some of my earliest memories with my dad really involved going to children's hospitals and less fortunate neighborhoods, and he always wanted us to be aware that even though we live a certain lifestyle, that is not how the rest of the world, that is not how majority of the world lives. So he really wanted us to expose us how the other side lives, so we could have appreciation and gratitude for what we have, but we could also understand the importance of giving back to those less fortunate, because you're only here for a certain amount of time, you know, and what matters is how you interact with people here.
Yeah, your dad did such an amazing job. Now, I heard you mention it's the 40th anniversary of Thriller, which is crazy because it's one of the most important and popular albums. Are you still surprised at how the fans react to your dad and his music, even after so long?
Oh, yes, without a doubt. It's eye-opening. On a yearly basis, I'm learning more and just seeing the really large impact that my father had, not just on the music industry, but on the world as a whole. And it fills me with pride, a sense of joy, and just overall happiness.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say I feel like your dad would definitely be proud. I love seeing you in this area. I love seeing you giving back. Like, I just feel like you're doing really great. So congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I'm Prince Jackson, and you're watching The Nikki Rich Show.
Yay. Good. You are looking nice on this red carpet.
So are you.
Yes. So what does it mean for you to be here today supporting the Pump Foundation?
It's awesome. I just got recently connected to the Pump Foundation, and everything that I've heard about them has been nothing but great stuff. They do very impactful work, and to be honest, it's in a field that's so outside of my, I don't want to say intellect, but it's so above my level that it's really cool to be here and learn how experienced professionals kind of engage in philanthropy, and it's really awesome.
How does it feel being, you know, the child of an icon?
That's a very
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's a very, very indescribable feeling. And beyond
a
that,
legend.
Yes. There was only one Michael Jackson, so it's a very niche group, a very unique group for me to be in, my siblings and I. But I was just actually explaining to somebody, he was such an incredible person, and the message and the music and everything about that is still just as much cherished, if not more, today.
Yes.
And because of his legacy, for some reason, it translates down to me. And I don't know how to explain it. It's just overwhelming love, I think.
Now, do you got any of those red zipper jackets? Because I know I used to have one when I was young.
I have a Thriller jacket. It's not the Thriller jacket. I wish it was, but it's very close to it.
Thanks for watching The Nikki Rich Show.
It's your man, Steve Parker, and we are live on the red carpet at the 22nd Annual Pump Awards, and you won't believe who I have with me. He is the son of one of the greatest entertainers of all time. It's Prince Jackson. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. And I mean, I'm sure you're learning a lot about your dad, his legacy, and all of the things that he loves to support. And here you are following in his footsteps, supporting nonprofit foundations. How good is that for you?
Amazing. I had such a fortunate childhood and a fortunate upbringing, and my father taught me always the importance of living a life of service and giving back. And when I went to college at LMU, it's a Jesuit university, they believe in a life of service. So it's been consistently, drilled into me that is why we're here, is to be of service to other people. So, my passion lies with children, educating and trying to provide awesome life experiences for them. But anytime there's any group that's in need of help, and to be a member, and to be able to service them, is just a very rewarding feeling.
Yeah, you have your own foundation, right? Tell us about that, man.
So we founded the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. It was originally a student service org in 2016. 2019, we became an official 501c3 nonprofit.
Wow.
And we basically focus on inner city at-risk youth. We try to provide them with both soft and hard skills to educate them, prepare them for life. It comes from, I had such a fortunate upbringing, and I have so many resources.
Right.
But I still feel that there's basic necessities of life that I wasn't taught either at school or through my family. And it makes me wonder, people who are less fortunate than me, how do they learn, how to cook, how to balance a checkbook, certain stuff like this. So it's really going back to my childhood and seeing those really impactful moments that made me who I am today.
Wow.
And trying to share those with the inner city of Los Angeles.
Wow. How are you finding your way? Your dad being, of course, Michael Jackson. How are you finding your way? What's your passion is like? What is the future hold for Prince Jackson?
I don't know what the future holds, but one thing that my father always instilled in me is he did his own thing. And whatever I wanted to do, he wanted me to go out and do that myself. So from a very early age, I felt confident in kind of walking my own path, going in my own shoes. But I'm very proud to carry the name Michael Jackson.
Come on, man.
And so in many ways, I try to continue his legacy, specifically in the world of charity and philanthropy and giving back. Because the music, if you just listen to the messaging in there,
And all of his music.
it's all about giving back, and that's really what he stood for. So it's an honor for me to be able to stand here with the name Jackson, with the platform that I have, and be able to make a positive impact.
I love it. And you have a great sense of people and a wonderful personality, and you're very well spoken.
Thank you.
It's Prince Jackson on the Stephen Parker Show live at the Pump Awards 22nd annual, man. Good to see you, brother.
It's nice to see you.
Can you tell them where they can find your foundation and support?
You can go find the Heal Los Angeles Foundation on Instagram. We are the Heal LA FDN. Our website is heallafdn.com. You can follow me at Prince Jackson on Instagram. That's how you get all that stuff.
Facebook.
I don't even know how to use Facebook. I barely have a Twitter. You know what I mean?
Facebook's for us older.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. Oh, let's get some stills.
And then don't let me walk off with your mic.
Right. I'm going to be chasing that mic all night long.